And I suppose that's twofold. One is the Bitcoin effect into the future, but I'll start off with the Bitcoin effect right now. So we've seen an insane rally in Bitcoin price all the way up. It got within $150 of 100k, and now we've corrected a bit. So we've a new cycle, so we've new market participants, we've new people who are going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole and trying to understand it. For these people, that could be scary to see Bitcoin priced at $99,000 and then falling all the way back to $91,000. It's like, oh, I've seen Bitcoin crash, I know where this goes. This is going to be terrible. This is completely normal. It's expected. In fact, I expected it. I didn't expect us to get that high. I expect us to have a crash first. It just shows the actual level of buying that there was. But it's completely normal, and it's sort of part of the parcel. And when it comes to the new market participants who are trying to figure out, should I buy Bitcoin now, or should I wait, or what will I do? I like to just share a little bit of my knowledge over the years of being in the space. I'm on my way up to the Bitcoin With Dinny office. It's where we do our consulting with our clients. It's where we help them with the technical aspects of their custody, and we help them understand Bitcoin and create structured plans so that they can retire early. That's our tagline. And coming into this bull market, with the messages I've been getting off people, some people are hitting their goal, and it's absolutely amazing to see. The first thing is that, let's say some of these clients who started an aggressive Bitcoin strategy, if they started it at $9,000 or $10,000, like straight away your brain, especially if you're new, is going, what does that matter? It doesn't matter. Like, what's the difference? There's no difference there, Dinny. Okay? But that is the exact same as the difference between starting your journey at 90k or 100k, where people think in today's terms it's life or death, where it's meaningless or marginal in time, as everyone who began their Bitcoin journey. It doesn't matter if you started your Bitcoin journey and you got in at 900 or $1,000 per Bitcoin. It's pretty obvious. It makes no difference to the quality of your life that you're living today, you know, if you used the proper strategy and began your journey then. I wish I did, but I didn't. But that's the thing, it's never too late to begin. So what I would say to the people who worry about Bitcoin crashing, this is completely normal. It was completely predictable, and there will be more, loads more. And that's why it's so important to have such an education about it, because then you're immune to the price volatility. And I'll prove that to be the case. Anyone who's immune to Bitcoin's price volatility, please drop it in the comments and let all the new folks know. Teach them, show them that I'm not the only person who's immune to the price of Bitcoin. But it just takes time and education. So for the new people, you're not going to be immune to it because you haven't spent the time and you don't have the education, but it will come. Second thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is the Bitcoin effect. I have, you hear me mention this all the time, but I have my Retire Early Club. I have 350 participants in that. And I basically teach people all the steps I've done to go from 20 years ago living in a caravan with a net worth of zero and no wealthy parents to being able to hit my financial goals and live life on my own terms, be my own boss. I'm possibly not the wealthiest person that you know, but I do believe I'm one of the wealthiest people around in time, in that I really own my time. I can do whatever I want with my time, and if I choose to work with my time, because I have 5 businesses, so believe it or not, I enjoy working. And to some of you folks that'll sound absolutely insane, but to me it's like, it's a hobby, it's a buzz, it's things I'm passionate about, so I actually enjoy work. Don't worry, I've had jobs in my life where I didn't enjoy them. I know what it's like to hate a job, okay? But I own my own time, and that's a really privileged position to be in. I believe, and I think it's the goal, because money is abundant. We can always get more money, but time is scarce. So to be able to use your time as you wish, doing the things that you love and enjoy, you know, that's a real gift. So what the Bitcoin effect is, because I see this in the Retire Early Club participants, members. Initially people come for the get rich quick, you know, I just want to get rich, just want money, because money will make me happy. But then as people start to study Bitcoin, understand Bitcoin, and hang around with other Bitcoiners, and it just rubs off, because your worldview, our worldview, is made up of the people in our circle. And when we start to surround ourselves with more positive people, people who think different, people who don't follow the status quo perhaps, people who are maybe willing to question narratives and not always just, take the spoon of whatever information is put in front of them. And therefore they live different lives. So they have different health than normal people. They have different wealth than normal people. They have different relationships than normal people. Okay? and in that, there's a vast array of personalities, from very religious people to absolute conspiracy maximists, okay, to very conservative people. But they all get the Bitcoin effect, and it just makes them as a person a little bit better. Why? Because it's like this. If your future is hopeless, which it is for the majority of the world who doesn't understand Bitcoin, if they understand money, they'll come to the conclusion, this is hopeless unless I can be in the top 1% of entrepreneurs and I can build really successful businesses. It's going to be super difficult for me in this life, and it's going to be even more difficult for my kids. Now, the good thing about this is most people don't actually understand this, so they don't live in this absolute desperation because they don't get it, okay? And that's probably good. Ignorance is bliss in this situation, okay? But as people start to go down the rabbit hole and they start to study money and they start to understand the system, they end up in a place of absolute despair where they're almost sorry that they started, because life was better when you didn't know. If you're going to drop dead in 5 years' time of a massive heart attack, okay, there's a case of saying, I'd rather just live my life blissfully and not worry about it for 5 years and then the event happen, or would you rather know it's going to happen and worry about it every day, every second of the day, and then it's going to happen anyway? So there's a case for being ignorantly blissful ignorance. But when you layer in the Bitcoin effect and you understand that by understanding Bitcoin and by using Bitcoin, immediately when you understand Bitcoin, you realize your future is brighter. You realize it's possible for you, even if you're not financially educated, to create a brighter future with much less risk than all the traditional ways of doing it, of trying to have money managers and investing into this, that and the other. And that all the perceived risk that you were made aware of with Bitcoin, well, you have all answers for all that. And if you've done enough work, they're satisfactory answers. So now you sit in a position of power. You sit in a position of, oh my God, this is easy. I need to be happy right now because I know my future is going to be happy. If I think money is going to make me happy, well, I'm going to have that money in the future. So better make today matter as well. In fact, I feel a bit better now because my future is bright. I just knew. It's like saying, what if we could tell you that you're going to live for 110 years? Maybe you wouldn't worry about your future as much, your health as much. If you knew that was locked in, you'd live a different life. You'd be like, oh man, I've got so much time. I could do so many things. Start a new hobby. Yeah, I'm 85. Why wouldn't I? I have 25 years left on this planet. So it totally changes you when you have an understanding of your future. It changes how you live. And I see this with the Retirely Club folks, because initially they're very more money orientated, blah, and then as they come into the community and start to learn and understand, now they become much more future orientated. Now they're learning about health protocols, and they're doing things that they never would have done, and they're setting up structures not only for themselves, but now they're setting up plans for their kids, and now they're setting up plans for their kids' kids. And this is something that nobody could do without Bitcoin. It's so difficult to do unless you're a top 1% of the 1% earners that you can actually, be turning over 7 figures a year to actually set up generations after you, which rules out the majority of the planet. And that's the beauty of the Bitcoin effect, is that once you get it, it changes how you think today, it changes how you act today, and it's all for the better. And that layers in now, because the more positive you are, I believe, in this world, the more positive you are, the better life will be to you. Now, we can understand that at a cellular level, that by exposing cells to negativity, to toxicity, it has a negative impact on them. So it's very simple. If you want to live longer, be happier. Okay, and science will show you that if you need someone in a white coat to prove that, or you can just look at the people who are around who are older. Generally, they're happier. And all the grumpy ones are gone. Okay, now obviously, listen, human body is a very complex machine. A million things can go wrong with it. You can be the happiest person in the world, you can still die young, but you'll have a better quality of life if you're happy. Okay, and Bitcoin will allow you to be happy once you understand it, because your future is going to be financially secured. Okay, and that gives you great peace of mind. And it also means all you want to do is tell your friends and family. So people sort of get confused with Bitcoin because they think it's a Ponzi scheme. Oh, you're just trying to suck other people in for your benefit. And that's because those people use their negative mindset, their greed mindset, to plant it on the person who's actually trying to do something positive for them. And that's okay, that's life, that's the world. We all probably do it in some way, shape or form. And in time, all the people that you tried to orange pill and tried to teach and tried to help, hopefully will understand that you were doing it out of a place of love, not trying to pump your own bags, because it makes absolutely no difference. Because once you find Bitcoin, you find wealth immediately. Not just financial wealth, but you start to think more like a wealthy person. When you understand that the future is brighter than the present, you have to look after the present more. You have to nurture the present more. You have to ensure that the present is enjoyed more, because we know that the future is going to be better, but we have to get there. And that's the Bitcoin effect. And if you're early in your journey and you're only price focused and you're worried because the price crashed, that's okay. That's fine. That's how we all act. I remember buying Bitcoin and it trending down and me going, I'm down like 500 euros. But today it doesn't matter, because I don't measure my wealth in euros. I measure it in Bitcoin. And therefore there's no volatility in the price in the Bitcoin amount I own. Okay, if I own 0.1 of a Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price is 100 grand, I own 0.1 of a Bitcoin. If I own 0.1 of a Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price is 50 grand, I still own 0.1 of a Bitcoin. And my understanding of Bitcoin is, with certainty I know, and this isn't financial advice, so I don't want you to take this as a position of I'm a financial advisor, because I'm not a financial advisor. But I'm in a position myself personally that with certainty I know that 0.1 of a Bitcoin will purchase more things every 4 years. And generally it's a lot more things. Okay? And yes, in the interim there's a bit of volatility. That's why it's a journey, a process. But I know with certainty that 0.1 of a Bitcoin will buy a lot more things. Or if you want to reframe it, will be worth a lot more in euros every 4 years. And that's just structurally from the way Bitcoin works. It's the money that's programmed to go up in value over time. And that puts me in a great place. And therefore I can do what I want. If I want to work, I can work. If I want to build companies, I can build companies. If I want to earn euros, I can earn euros. If I want to go surfing, I don't need to. So I didn't get here overnight. I spent 10 years building this life, as I tell you. 10 years struggling and working really, really hard to get it. And you know, there is a case for, well, why waste those 10 years working really hard and just stay as you are and enjoy your 10 years? But I learned to love the process of working really hard for the 10 years. That's probably why I still work now. Because I love it. I enjoy it. To me, it's a buzz. Bringing in new customers, hitting sales targets, like all the emails and text messages I get now from people who I met 2-3 years ago and the impact that it's had on their life. It's just cool. It's a buzz. You know, and I don't believe it's evil to earn money. I believe if you've got a good service and there's things that you do, like there's things I do. I have a fasting business where I change people's life. I change their health. That's a buzz for me. Okay? I have a Bitcoin business where we change their financial health. That's a buzz for me. And if you've got something that you can do and you believe you're really good at it, it's a disservice not to want to sell it to as many people as possible. I meet with businessmen all the time and they're working on their products, trying to make their, you know, or their skill set, trying to make their skills as an operator better. You know, I'm a carpenter, I'm doing a course to become a better carpenter or whatever. That's never going to improve their business. Certs on the wall won't improve their business. They don't have to be businessmen. It's their mind that's the problem, not their skills. Their skills are fine. Their mind is holding them back because they don't believe. They believe sales is evil or money is evil and they shouldn't sell their product or their service. If you're selling something that's going to kill someone, like nuclear bombs, you know, maybe then there's an ethical concern. But if you're selling something that you believe is truly going to change people's life for the better, and you're passionate about speaking about it, so it's not a chore and you enjoy bringing people in because you get excited explaining to them and about it, then you should aim to sell as much of your products as possible, and you should aim to make as much money as possible. What you do with that money is up to you. I'd save it in Bitcoin, but you can do what you want with it. But that's the Bitcoin effect. It changed your life and it makes you really positive for your future. It takes away the worries of the future. Anyway, Been trying to make these videos under 10 minutes, and here I am still waffling 15 minutes and 8 seconds in. So I apologize. Tomorrow we'll try again. Guys, I'm a super day. I'm nearly at the office here. I've got a stacked day of talking to people about Bitcoin, which is probably one of my favorite things in the world to do. Bitcoin, fasting, strength, fitness, motorbikes, and surfing. That's what I like talking about. Guys, have a great day. Dinny out.